Hello and welcome back to HLS Crypto. My name is Dan. So today we're going to be talking about the 5 crypto mistakes that will keep you poor and change this, or how you can change it. Now, so before I get into the video, I've actually been asked to show the Discord Patreon community, as I didn't give it much attention yesterday. So allow me a moment of self-indulgence. Don't worry, it's not going to be all the time. I won't be showing this every video, but you'll probably agree that allowing me a minute of your time will probably be better than a dedicated video to a meme coin or a shit sponsor project that I've been paid to talk about, right? So I'll just give you a quick overview. So you get weekly calls. So weekly crypto calls, these can obviously branch into different topics, different things about life and things like that. They'll also be recorded. So if you're in different time zones and things like that, because obviously the shifts I work will mean that these live calls happen at various times throughout the week, so there are different ways of doing things. So you will have that opportunity to go back and rewatch them. There's going to be chat beyond the everyday struggles, so it's not just about crypto. There'll be other things too. It'll be obviously primarily crypto, but there'll be other things about life. There's a health section, there's a lifestyle section. There's different parts. We'll do portfolio reviews, obviously, which is something that's very popular, and a lot of people want to show me theirs, and I like it. It does give us an opportunity to have a good discussion. I'll also let you know when I'm going to buy, when I'm going to sell something in real time. Obviously the Discord, which is the main place where everyone gets together. There's going to be a big amount of chat in there. There's loads of little sections in there that you'll be able to kind of have a look at. Obviously, I'm going to keep it to 50 members for now, because I believe that if we keep a nice tight-knit community, I think we'll have a lot more value that way. And then you've got hustle workshops too. So there'll be side hustle workshops, different things that people are trying to do to earn a little bit extra cash. There'll be YouTube stuff as well, so you can talk about, if you want to create a YouTube channel, the ways to go about that. So it's the link for this is in the description. Thank you to I think it's 13 patrons that joined from yesterday. There will be a video on Patreon later today as an exclusive video just for that. So thank you very much. But as always, the channel will remain unchanged. There'll still be a daily video, everything like that. But if you do feel like you want to go a little bit further, connect with me a little bit more, then that's the way to do it. The link is in the description. So let's go back into the video. So lack of patience and flipping. Now, this happens quite a lot, more than you actually think, because it plays on the psychological aspects of life, I think. But let me give you an example. So say you hold quant and it's not moving. You're lacking patience. You're starting to lose your conviction in it. And by the way, losing your conviction in a product that you once liked isn't always a terrible thing. If you gain more information or some shady stuff going on, for me, like labs, for instance. But also, say you see quant not moving, but Solana is pumping. You sell your quant, you buy Solana. But you buy the top of that market move. And then Solana starts moving sideways and drops down a little bit. And then quant starts to pump to, say, $200, for example. You feel awful. So you quickly sell your Solana, buy back into quant. And then as soon as you do that, quant begins to move sideways and then slightly down. Now you've got less quant than what you started with. And also, you've now got less capital than what you started with. So that's not good, right? But this happens a lot, more often than you think. If you have conviction in your investment, it's important to have patience, as coins move at different times. They generally do. And I get that we all feel FOMO from time to time. But how many times is this particular scenario, I'm not talking about Solana and quant specifically, but how many times has this scenario happened to you? Let me know in the comments, because it does happen, right? Next mistake, number 2, is beware influencers paid to talk about projects. So let me give you an example here. So I've seen this one being spoken about a lot lately. It's called de.fi, de.fi, right? So it's current round price. I hate countdown timers. I always feel that things are a little bit shady with regards to this kind of stuff. I'm not saying this is a scam project, nothing like that, but I am seeing a lot of people talking about lately, and I understand the reasons why that is. Obviously, they're paying influencers to talk about it. So it shows you different rounds at different prices that you could have bought in at. For me, I feel as though this will go the way of a lot of others. I'm not saying it's a bad project, but what tends to happen is you get in at any of these allocation rounds. This is in round 9 now, so the current price is like 35 cents. I imagine what you'll see in the chart is you'll see that and then that. I think this will dump. I'm seeing a lot of influencers talk about this a lot. One of the reasons why I hear that they're so bullish is because of this guy. Because this guy is fully doxed. So for some reason, I think people are saying that if you're fully doxed, then you can't then rug pull. I'm not saying, again, this is going to rug pull, but this is one of the narratives that seems to be getting used. But then we all knew about this guy, right? Sam Bankman-Fried. FTX collapsed. He was fully doxxed. It didn't stop it happening there. The same way as I said about labs, you know? So I was in labs, but obviously I never received a penny to talk about labs. So I was genuinely bullish on it from a point of view as an investor. But look what happened. It went up and then it just dropped and looks like a rug pull, right? So I'm always a little bit concerned when people start talking about these kind of things. Now, I'm not going to go into all the people who do these things, or all the people who promote projects, but for instance, like Jake Gordon, his crypto channel, like he's a decent fella. Like I actually know Jake Gordon. I've spoken to him a few times. He's a decent fella. But at least what Jake does is tells you that it's very, very risky and build your bags first. So build all your main bags. If you've got a 1 or 2% that you want to have a little play around with, then maybe take a look at one of these projects, which is fine. That's probably the best way to do it. So shout out to Jake for at least doing that, because I think that that's important. But there's a lot of other influencers who just are talking about these projects purely for the financial gain that they get from doing that. A lot of influencers are getting paid a lot of money to speak about these certain projects. The next one on the list is going to be this one. This is called Liquid Layer. I've seen people already starting to talk about this. They're obviously paying influencers to talk about it. And basically, it couldn't be more like Casper if it didn't put on a little white sheet, cut some holes in the eyes, and start going woo everywhere. Now, I know that joke's probably wasted because Casper begins with a K, but it's just basically trying to be Casper. Now, again, I'm not saying this is a bad project. I don't know. It's not out yet. But again, if you look at it, unlocking the trilemma solution, solving the trilemma, I've heard it's going to kill Casper. It isn't going to kill Casper. It's not. It's not. It's just another project that they've got a bit of money behind them, so therefore they can go and spend that on people talking about them. Look at Wall Street memes, for instance. This is a good example of this. Is you'll have, it comes out, influencer, everyone's talking about it. They've got to make sure that everyone's talking about it, and then woof, dumps. Now, I'll be very, very surprised if Liquid Layer and de.fi, when they get released, don't go up and then straight down. They may not stay straight down, and actually de.fi looks okay, actually, you know, having a cursory glance and doing a little bit of digging into it. It does look okay. But again, would I buy it in these seed rounds? No, because I think it's going to have that dump. Like, because people are there to make money. They're going to want to dump on you, and this is going to happen. Influencers will dump on you. It happens. But I'm sure you're already aware of that by now, and I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this take place. So if we look back to the video, so I've said before, right, so that I won't do any of these sponsorships. I don't want to do them. If, for instance, NordVPN or Surfshark, someone like that wanted to sponsor the channel, that's absolutely fine, because that gives you a use case. It gives you something that you can use. You can't lose money on it. And not only that, it has a real world use case. So you can then, if you live in different parts of the world, you can then use a VPN to go and change your location and then access exchanges that you weren't able to access different shows on YouTube or Netflix or whatever. There's actual benefits to having a VPN. So I wouldn't feel uncomfortable suggesting that's a good thing to do. But obviously that's something that's well into the future. But I'm never going to be doing these stupid sponsorships for these projects. It just doesn't sit right with me. How can I be objective? Like, even if Quant said to me, "Oh, can you just here's some money? Can you talk about Quant?" No, the answer is no, because if Quant do something shady in the future, I want to be able to say, well, I don't like this. This is bad. I want to remain objective. So, for instance, the same way with Labs, I was bullish, didn't like what they were doing. I was able to come out and then say, this is not so good. But to be able to do that, I can't have received money from them. It's like once you suck from the golden nipple, I'm not sure where that came from, but think about it like maybe it's a King Midas porn film. I don't know, but it's just how it works, right? Be very wary of that, because it's something that can get you wrecked. So third mistake is storage. So you've heard the phrase loads of times, I'm sure, is not your keys, not your crypto, right? That's, you know, it's been etched in crypto folklore for a very long time. So I used to use Ledger. I've moved more to Tangent now. I think Tangent's really, really good. But there are others, there's Decent, you know, there's Trezor, there's other ones. It's very important to try and store your crypto safely, because if you have another FTX, a Celsius, you know, if one of these exchanges just goes bust, it takes your funds with it, unfortunately, and that's a bit of a risk. So I think it's always important to make sure that you've got your crypto stored safely, particularly if you're a long-term holder and you're going to go into the bull run and then you want to sell it for obviously your big gains. The fourth mistake is getting shaken out and FUD in mainstream media. So we've seen this recently with regards to Binance. There's been a little bit of FUD regarding that because obviously CZ stepped down and a new guy's come in, stuff like that. That's a news story. But you will see these things happen a lot. You'll have some economist come onto Sky News or whatever, Fox News, whatever news station you come in and go, I actually think due to the economic climate, there's probably going to be a war and Bitcoin will be about 30 cents come the end of 2024. It won't. It won't. It won't. They're designed to shake you out of the market. It's like, cause a bit of fear, sell your bags, and then as you've done that, then they'll go and pump theirs. And this is the thing. So it's always more important to not get shaken out based on FUD. Obviously, genuine news that can have an effect is something to be really paying attention to. But general stuff, I mean, if you look at the Binance news that came out, I think it was yesterday, it didn't really do much to the Bitcoin price, which ordinarily it would. So that's interesting. Maybe more people are getting more savvy to that. The fifth mistake is fail to plan. You plan to fail, and exit strategy is king. Targets are imperative. So I've said this before. You need to have a plan. A plan is the most important thing you'll have. So you've got your cryptos that you're invested in, your DCA and then you sit there and you go, right, these are my exit points. This is what I want to do. This is my plan. This is what I want after the bull run. This is where I want to go. Have your goals in mind, have your dreams, have them written down so you know where you are. Exit strategy wise, it takes a lot of that emotion out when you know your coin exit prices. Now, not obviously the ludicrous ones, because everyone can keep that 1 to 5% of a particular project to go to the moon if you wish, and then you can sell an increment along the way. But your main target, your 90-95% out before things start going south is very important. And to do that, an exit strategy is very, very important. And we've spoken about exit strategies before. There are videos on the channel that go into detail and show you different exit strategies for different projects. I think there's a Trias one, there's an HBAR one, there's a Quant one, there's a Gala one. Have a look. I'm sure seasoned crypto investors can resonate and relate to at least 3 of these, right? At least. If any of them did resonate with you, just pop them down in the comments. Let me know which ones you have. And any mistakes that you feel that I haven't mentioned, then get them in the comments as well, because we can always do an updated video at some point. So as a bonus mistake as well, so overspread, underspread. No, I'm not about to sing the Wombles theme tune, but being overspread, having 100 different crypto projects with like $100 in each, $50 in each, that's just as dangerous as having just one or just two. Now, I've seen a lot of people going, I'm just all in on Casper. I'm all in on Casper. Now, that's all well and good. I believe in Casper too, but there's no way I'm really all in on it. Because what if something happens? Now, I'm not envisioning something happening to Casper, but what if it does? Then you're stuck because you put it all into Casper. I like Casper, as I've said, but having that spread, depending on budget, obviously, but 5, 8, 10, 12 altcoins, certain budgets, that's the way I would do it. And then maybe have 1 or 2 little outlying ones that you want to have as your lottery ticket plays. That's absolutely fine. Same as being overspread. I don't want 100 cryptos. Can you imagine trying to manage 100 different bits of information, 100 different charts, 100 different projects at any given moment during a bull run? And bearing in mind, when the bull run hits its frenzy, there's news coming out every 5 seconds. It's very hard to keep your eye on absolutely everything. So being overspread and underspread equally can be very, very dangerous. And it's something that, I would advise against. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the like button. I really do appreciate it when you guys do that. Subscriber wise, again, we've cleared the 1800 mark, so hopefully we're gonna nail down that 1900 mark soon, and hopefully 2000 by Christmas Day. That is the goal. So I appreciate every single one of you who do that. Everything that you need to know about the community is in the description. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, have an amazing day, have an amazing evening. As always, I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Goodbye.